Stem cell research and its capabilities. Directed by Rachel Deeringer. In order to understand what stem cell research is, you must first know how stem cells work. The Americans for Cures website tells us that stem cells have the ability to make unlimited copies of themselves and can form other types of body cells, such as muscle and blood cells. It is important to understand that a stem cell is an immature cell that can become many different types of cells in the body. Stem cell research means discovering how these cells can be properly transformed to cure many diseases and ailments. Cells that are successfully transplanted to the proper place and work as well as native cells are capable of curing billions of people's ailments. Stem cells can even become organs, tissues, and bones and are commonly used in research purposes. Stem cell research can help treat and cure Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, spinal cord injuries, and severe burns, which would save and improve millions of lives. Researchers hope stem cell research is the future of eliminating these life-altering ailments. Why is this so important? Because around 50,000 to 60,000 people are diagnosed every year of Parkinson's on top of the 1 million people who already have it. It is estimated that roughly 5 million people have Alzheimer's disease. Around 450,000 people have spinal cord injuries. An estimated 265,000 deaths per year are caused by severe burns, and nearly 11 million people were burned severely enough to require medical attention. Parkinson's is caused by a loss of dopamine in the brain, which is a chemical that regulates movement of the body. Dopamine is a brain chemical that researchers believe can be replaced by stem cells. There is no current way to slow down the process of Parkinson's, only to help treat the symptoms. The symptoms are tremors, a loss of functioning, and spontaneous, uncontrollable movements. In 2014, researchers experienced a breakthrough by showing it is possible to get human embryonic cells to turn themselves into dopamine cells. Researchers discovered this when they successfully transplanted these cells into the brains of rats. They learned that these new breeds of dopamine cells are capable of functioning the same as the dopamine that is naturally produced in the brain. These new cells are capable of meeting the requirements in humans, and researchers hope to be able to start human trials within the next 3 years. Alzheimer's is another degenerative brain disease which cause is not fully understood yet. It is believed that Alzheimer's damages and kills off brain cells, leading to the loss of body functioning. Plaque that develops on the outside of a person's brain cells is most likely the cause. A different cause is believed to be the brain's proteins getting tangled inside brain cells, leading to the failure of these cells. It is estimated that roughly 5 million people have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Its symptoms start as loss of memory, impaired reasoning, and inability to recognize simple faces or objects. This continues on until all brain functioning is lost, thus causing the body functioning to fail as well. Researchers have been actively seeking ways to cure Alzheimer's by conducting stem cell research on mice and rats. They are still in the early stages of this research, but their hope is to soon be able to transplant neural stem cells into the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Their hope is that this method would travel into the multiple areas of the brain where the damage is and be able to produce the type of neurons necessary for replacing the lost and damaged cells. They've seen benefits in their research so far, even though it is a long way from being able to cure Alzheimer's. Researchers have been able to use stem cell research in order to study the causes and effects of Alzheimer's. Being able to fully understand the disease is the big step towards finding the cure. Spinal cord injuries are commonly caused by motor accidents, falls, or sporting events. People with spinal cord injuries experience impaired loss of muscle movement, control, and sensations. There is currently extensive therapy that can help a patient cope with their injuries. However, adult stem cells can be obtained from either the patient's bone marrow or from a human umbilical cord to be used as anti-inflammatories for the injury, or in replacing damaged nerve cells, protecting nerve cells from further damage, and retraining the body's circuits to restore movement. Burn victims need skin grafts in order to heal their burns, and a frequently used process is taking skin from other parts of their body and transplanting it to heal the damaged skin, an extensive and time-consuming process. With stem cells, artificial skin can be grown using the stem cells in an umbilical cord. This artificial tissue can be stored in tissue banks, so that when burn victims arrive in hospitals, they can receive the grafts immediately instead of waiting weeks. This method is currently being implemented as one of the ways of skin grafting. Using umbilical cords is not harmful to the baby nor the mother, and is beneficial to many different patients around the world, offering aid to millions of lives. There are risks that go with this as well, just like all medical procedures. Risks faced by stem cell recipients include the host's body rejecting the foreign cells, having the stem cells fail at their job, or infections. According to Americans for Cures, roughly 68% of Americans support embryonic stem cell research, and 64% of Americans support federal funding for research of diseases using stem cells. Researchers are constantly given new insight on diseases and better ways to treat them through stem cell research. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to stem cell research and all of its capabilities. Although we are quite a ways away from being able to fully understand and apply stem cell research, the strides we have made so far have impacted a countless amount of lives.